Hey guys, I want to go over some things regarding Unit 4. So the first thing I want to talk about is our Unit 4 project. So originally the Unit 4 project was supposed to be due today, Thursday the 19th. However, I've decided to extend the due date and you can continue working on this over Thanksgiving break. Even if you have submitted your app already, you can add some updates. You can clean things up a little bit if you need any extra time. There's 3 things I want you to look at in regards to our Unit 4 project. First thing is it's in our Google Classroom. The first part is this Unit 4 project part 1. So there is a graphic organizer here, and I want you to make sure that this is completed. You have added to these Jamboards here and looked at the sample apps in lesson 12. I want you to brainstorm for some app ideas, choose your idea, add to the discussion table here, record your different variables. This flow chart, this is something that is totally meant to be of use to you. So it doesn't need to be super crazy in depth. It doesn't need to look like this. I just want you to start logically thinking about how your app is going to work. You can write this down. You can do a Google drawing in here. You can just type it out. It doesn't need to look any specific way. Again, this is meant to just help you. Same thing goes for this user interface. You don't need to make it perfect. You don't need to make it super exact. This is really just is meant to be a tool for you while you're planning your app. Okay, so that was the first thing I want you to make sure is completed for the Unit 4 project. Then the next 2 things are up here under Unit 4 project, where you need to, hold on, there it is. I don't know why it didn't show up. So 2 things. So there's the Unit 4 project reflection, where you're going to answer 2 questions. And then the second piece is the Unit 4 project rubric. So that's the last thing I want you to be looking at before you submit your app. So just to go over that again, we have our planning guide that's titled Unit 4 Lesson 12 Project Part 1. Then we have the reflection piece, the 2 essay questions. And then the third part is the rubric. I want you to look at those 3 things before submitting your app. And again, if you've already submitted your app, I would suggest you go over those 3 things and then resubmit. So that again is the planning guide, the reflection questions, and the rubric. Okay, and then the next thing is our Unit 4 test. So the Unit 4 test, I'm going to open that up this afternoon, and you guys are going to have 24 hours to complete it. If you cannot take the test within the next 24 hours, please let me know as soon as you can, and we'll figure out a different time for you to take it. There's 3 things I want you to look at to prepare for the exam. First thing is it's posted in Google Classroom. Under classwork, there's this Unit 4 vocabulary, and there's a Quizlet there. Stop it. There it is. Okay, and you can go through the different vocab words this way. There's also a couple games you can use as well, which might be more fun than just flashcards. Additionally, the second thing is this study guide. I'm going to post this in Google Classroom. The study guide goes through kind of the big concepts of what you need to know and also suggests different lessons for you guys to go back to from this unit that will help you prepare and be ready for the test tomorrow. So I split it up into variables, conditionals, and functions. And I listed a couple key concepts I want you to make sure you go over and make sure you understand. And then under practice, I listed the different levels of the different lessons that will be helpful for you while you're preparing. The third thing I want you to look at before taking the test is the Unit 4 study slides. So these are the slides that we use in class, and I just copied over kind of the big key concepts. I again split it into variables, conditionals, and functions. And then I also included some slides with sample code and with some debugging techniques. I want you to go over those slides, again, before taking the Unit 4 test. This will help you prepare. You can click on these links, or you can just scroll through. I put in there the videos that we've watched. I think those are really helpful when going over some of these concepts. All right. And then again, like I mentioned, there's some sample code here. That would be a really great thing to do, is go through this sample code and make sure you understand what this is doing. Okay, so it gives you like the name of kind of like just what kind of like a title of what we're trying to do, but then, and then it lists out the block and the text code. But I want you to go through this and say, okay, look, there's a variable here that we're creating and assigning an initial value of 0. And then there's an on event when this thing, when this element called ID is clicked, a function runs, and that function that pulls on that myVar variable and assigns it this new value of the previous value plus 1. So again, you can scroll through these and just again make sure, go through the code and understand what it means. All right, so again for the test, we've got the Quizlet, study guide, and study slides. And I'm going to make sure those are all posted in Google Classroom. As always, if you guys have questions or concerns, please reach out. I'm available on the phone or on email or on Google Classroom. So please, please let me know if you're having any trouble. I am happy to help. I am here to help. If I don't speak to you guys again, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving and you enjoy your break. And I'll see you when you get back.